I will say I have to focus way more than I normally would. It doesn't help that there's like no peripheral. Whoa. Are you tired of feeling like your life's stuck in a never-ending cycle, doing the same thing over and over and over again? It happens to the best of us. I'm Brandon from Tattooing 101, and everyone knows me as a tattoo artist and a teacher, but I also am really into guns. So to change things up and make today a little bit more exciting, I'm going to bring those two things together. So that way, I'm able to mix my two passions. As a tattoo artist, we're kind of viewed as pirates or outlaws in some way by a few people out there in the world. But it also leaves us opportunity to do very fun and special things. This, for me, is what it's all about. Being able to have time to do things that I enjoy, to be able to live a happy life that I'm able to do because I got into the tattoo industry. So how are we going to mix those two things? Today, we will be tattooing under night vision. So I'm here with Tim. He was a part of the private coaching and also the Artist Accelerator program. So he is now my apprentice. I hired him on the tattoo studio and we've been working together for about 6 months now. So now he's getting a tattoo in the dark. Tim, do you give me full permission to do this tattoo under night vision in the dark and also have no idea what's going to happen?
Yes.
All right, we're going dark. Okay, so we're just adjusting the focus, making sure I'll be able to see. So we are ready to rock and roll. Put some gloves on. Whoa. Depth perception, I will say, is off for sure. But we gotta get through it together, Tim. It's just like tattooing with near sight, far sight, one of those two. Okay. All right, here we go. The weirdest thing is I have to stay at the exact same distance. I can't go closer or farther away or it gets really out of focus. So I'll say that's probably going to be the hardest thing with completing this tattoo. I will say I have to focus way more than I normally would when I'm tattooing. This is scary. How are you feeling, Tim?
Good.
Did you ever think that you'd be getting a tattoo under night vision, Tim?
Definitely not.
I never thought I'd be able to afford night vision, but here we are doing it. I also would like to express, I don't recommend that anyone does this. I'm a trained professional in night vision and tattooing. Only about halfway done with the line work. These are getting slightly heavy on my head. What about you, Tim?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have the strongest neck. I feel like eventually there'll be like video games to teach you how to tattoo, and this is what it will be like. And when that happens, I will tell you, this is not the same. This is way harder. Bet I'm making the craziest faces right now trying to focus. I've noticed that I'm holding my breath way more than usual.
I'm trying not to move way more than usual too.
It doesn't help that there's like no peripheral, like at all. The difference is, at least before, I knew immediately, I was like, oh, this looks like shit, right? But I have no idea what this is gonna look like. I can only see this, and this isn't giving me very good feedback. So I will say the biggest takeaway doing line work with these is going to be not really being able to see the needles. You could see in this footage that you really can't see anything. So I was just going on feel and pretty much muscle memory of what I've been doing for the last 15 years, because all of those things are out the window as soon as you put these on. Another thing is, it's kind of like looking through a camera, looking at an old-fashioned TV, to where it's not as crisp and clean as your actual sight. I'm guessing that if you have really bad vision, this is exactly what it'd be like. And if you do, you probably need glasses before you could tattoo, because this was very, very hard. But even with that, I was able to do some line work that I'm happy of, and we're about to start some shading and see how that goes. So for the sake of Tim's skin, I'm going to be turning my voltage down a little bit. I cannot see the depth of my needle. Let's try it up against a black background. There we go. All right, let's do some shading. Luckily, it's just trad shading. With shading, I could kind of just focus on the cartridge because I'm so used to just knowing where the sharps are that it's super easy for me to understand. The only thing that is kind of hard to know is how dark it's going to be. So that I'm kind of just remembering how many passes I normally do and a little bit of praying. But I will say it's not so easy that I'm not sweating, because I'm still sweating. Actually, I don't know who's the more crazy one, Tim actually trusting me to do this or me for doing it.
I was about to say that. It kind of makes me pretty crazy too.
How's it look over there, Tim? Okay, so now I could take off my night vision and see what this looks like, because I still can't see anything. Get a wipe down in the night vision. So we have finally completed the line work and the shading all under night vision. I will say shading was definitely easier than line work because just muscle memory of being able to use those needles in a mag, understanding exactly where they are, it was just a whole lot easier. And I could kind of see where the needle markings are. With line work, it just looked black. So you really can't tell the difference of if it was light or not. With that being said, we are going to do color. Obviously, I can't do color under night vision because there's no way to know which color I'm using. So this is what the tattoo looks like after everything with night vision. Now we're going to go in and add some color to it. Working with blood splatters and everything, I think the biggest thing people mistake is like they just make it too thick to where it almost loses how blood naturally kind of splatters onto objects. They just make it super thick and less stringy when that's how it would actually look. So if you're getting into drawing that stuff, focus more on that and it'll look better. So now I can switch off to our mag. Then what I do with the mag, I just kind of fade out the starting point. That's where I did some of the splatter just to add some background elements to the design. So we're just taking this and whipping it out. I don't want it too dark to cover up those, just enough to kind of have some halo effect behind the skull. And we're done. My first ever night vision tattoo, and probably the last ever. So please don't ask me to do this ever again. Okay, so I can't really see the needles, so we're just gonna try it. The real test will be if I could dip the ink without, oh.